You better stack now so you don't have to work your ass off too hard when you get too old.
Word.
So that's what I use my childhood for, I guess.
You know, you talked about getting signed with what you said, MTA, right? At 7.
Yeah.
MTA.
Yeah.
Right off the Cosby Show, and I don't remember the album or the singles, but I remember the videos, and you were like the young Queen Latifah, the baby Queen Latifah. You were the young, just soulful, real uplifting kind of the image you would want your daughter to be. You talked about the overly sexualization of music, in particular with females. We talk about that on the podcast often, that although as men, of course, we love to see women, we love to see the anatomy of the women, we appreciate the anatomy of the women, but at some point you go, okay, what else you got? What else is there? Can you speak on just how it was as an image for you growing up at 7, kind of the image they were portraying, and now the image you see now, and how it is kind of an over sexualization, in particular in hip hop music with the female?
I wish you could see how my heart drips with sadness when I see the lack of representation of females in the world. I believe there needs to be all kinds, just like there needs to be all kinds of representation of men. But like you said, I feel like it's funneled for the most sexualized version. And then you teach the little girls at home, don't do this, but all of their people that they're looking at do this, and then they get all the clout. It's a conflicting way of growing up. It's conflicting mental space for young children and growing up into their sexuality. But again, there needs to be a balance, because it's beautiful to be able to flaunt your body in ways in space, being comfortable. There's things, I think it's beautiful, but there does need to be a balance. That being said, I was never one to be that one. I did a couple of sexy pictures and I'm like, I'm so over this. Give me my sweats and my Champion sweatshirt and call it a day. Don't touch me. Don't look at my body. I'm not here for you to lust after. But, you have your moments sometimes where I want to be lusted after, and then sometimes I don't. But hopefully everything can be represented so that there are multiple role models in space.
Would you say that's an over-sexualization, though, when you say that there's an agenda behind the way that they push this? Because, it makes money. Like we had a rapper on here, he said that he would much rather see a woman shaking her ass rather than paying a guitar. So do you think that these record labels are pushing this agenda forward?
Yo, who said that out loud in the loud voice? Who said it in their loud voice? He'd rather see a girl shake her ass than play a guitar.
That was his quote.
He said that out loud?
Yeah.
Oh, my brother is trying to comment. No, that's not. I can't. Oh, I'm supposed to comment. I'm commenting. How about this comment? You said that in your loud voice. That's great. I don't know. Let me see if I can find. I can't even do a good comeback and say this is all that men are for, because I refuse to be that disrespectful. So, I don't know if it's in a, listen, sex sells, and sex, drugs, and alcohol sell. So that's what you're going to get in one of the most popular popular versions of entertainment, I guess. And anyone who's not doing that just doesn't fit, I guess. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad?
The transition.
I have no comment. I can't with that shit.
We'll talk about your parents and their support system. How supportive were your parents throughout your career and throughout the journey, and how important were they in you keeping some sort of sanity throughout your journey in Hollywood?
My parents are very important in my life, not only to make sure that I keep my head on straight, but to make sure that I'm treating people well, staying respectful. I still say miss and mister, and they're like, no, Raven, you're in a meeting. You're heading the meeting. You don't call this person miss. I said, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. My mom will come out of the closet real quick with a bat and slap me upside the head. So I don't have time for disrespecting. My mom and dad really took care of me when I was younger, and I'm grateful every day to them, and they know that.
All right, to kind of transition into parenting now, we've seen the situation, Surviving R. Kelly. I didn't watch the series, but obviously you heard about it. It was so huge. And we've seen the young ladies and we've seen the parents. And I gave criticism to the parents. I said that the parents could have done more. That's from the outside looking in. Being in situations in Hollywood where I'm sure your parents were very important. Is it fair for me to say that the parents needed more responsibility in that situation, or is that far-fetched?
Yes, I think it's fair for you to say that underage child going anywhere by themselves with anybody overage should be with a child. I mean, I've never been on a set where I didn't have a teacher or a parent present. If not, there's cops called, but the music industry is different because people can say they'd rather see a girl shake her ass than you said that out loud. Like, pretend, dog. Just pretend. Okay. Anyway, yo, but what were we talking about? I can't get over it. It's really stuck in my head. But yeah, for instance, I had a meeting with a very, very, very famous director who I actually worked with when I was older, and I was probably 17 years old, and I knew that he didn't want anything with me, but my mom was like, "You're not going anywhere. I don't care how big this person is. I don't care who or what contract you sign. I'm going in every meeting." And I'm like, "Yeah, please." And even to this day, if I don't feel comfortable, I call my mom. So what?
Right.
Okay, so the new project's going to be called The Reintroduction. And I have Domino, myself, Black Castle. But it is a hip-hop album. And it started off with 33,000, microdosing, Undecided, Left Behind. And then I just released Infrasounds, which has Ghost, Boring, Space Truck. And I'm working with Black Castle on it. And I'm not signed to a label in the traditional sense. Mm-hmm. It's just my guys, and we're doing it ourselves. So you can find it on the Instagram. But I'm very excited about it. I wrote it with them. And it makes me happy because, like you talked about, the girls and the females in the rap game, you know, you're either super, super sexed out or you're super, super butch. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of in the middle. So we'll see how it does, right?
Yeah. So when does it due to come out, release, like officially? When's that?
It's out.
Okay.
It's out right now. And
I got to the bad job giving us that information. My bad.
No worries, love. No worries. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. It's out right now, but there's more to come. There's 4 new songs coming out when the entire EP comes out. And since I got y'all here and y'all not doing nothing,
let's do it.
You can see I'm painting my own album cover as we speak.
So,
nice.
Now,
nice.
What's the inspiration behind that?
I'm a surrealist and I'm crazy. But no, when you listen to the album, you're going to see the fact that I got a lot of things to say. I got a lot of different kinds of people inside of me, and I got a lot of things to get out. I've been very quiet over the years. Like I told you, I'll sit on the other side of the pool and wait to jump over while everybody's done. Mm-hmm. So I got a lot of shit to say, and hopefully the way I express it, it connects to you.
And that's you're planning on going on tour with the new album, and do you have anybody that's going to be riding with you, and what cities you plan on hitting and things like that?
Black Castle's going to be riding with me. Funk, hip hop, soul, pop band. Okay. And you know, we're down for whatever. We got to, like, the industry's going to change. So I don't know if this is going to be a Starbucks tour. I don't know if this is going to be a sit outside your front yard and just get a Venmo card. I don't know what this is going to be, but I know I need to get out of the house and let y'all listen to it. But I need y'all to go listen to it right now.
Nah, that's a fact. We won't check that out. Wish we knew. We would have definitely listened to it prior to this. But all that being said, I can't wait to check it out. What should we expect, though? Is it we expect? I don't even want to put any comparisons. Though, is it on like a Rhapsody level where we're going to hear some lyrical bars? Or we going to hear some funk? What should we expect from Raven Symone? Is Raven Symone who's delivering this, or is it another name, another alter ego? What are we expecting?
No, this is Raven Symone. So, for instance, boring, hidden talents popping up where my brain gets boring. Never wonder why I live so long, it's for the glory. Monetary revenue scaring you up. My head screwed. It's super clear. I'm a hip closeted hip hopper, from the Queen to Young Jock and them, from Outkast to Tupac and them. I just been hidden in the scenes, making it green from the black and the white machines. And if you want to be my lover, or just my chummy chum or your friend, you ghosted boo, I friend zoned you. Macro, I been gone, dude. Never been my true self since I was 5. Fresh squeezed, boxed up, and placed on the side like fine wine. I'm ripe enough to lay on you something divine. Check the papers. This isn't coming out of nowhere. I was rocking crisscross backwards before I bought my own pair of grown-up underwear. It's super clear. And for those who've been with me since the revelation to self, here's a bag for you. Sharing my wealth, player. Sharing my wealth. So we go everywhere with this album. We do everything with it. So you really got to go and check that out.
What was the production behind it? Live instrumentation? Do you have it digital?
Live and digital.
So, any producers in particular? Or did you have just a multitude of people coming in and just creating it for you?
I only got 3 producers on this. Black Castle 1, Benny 2, and AJ Jenkins 3. And everybody that's on this album, I've known longer than 7 years. This isn't a, yo, I know you've never met me before, but I know you're hot right now. Come get on my shit so my shit can pop. Like, stay off my shit. Like, this is just us. People are so mad at me, like, who do you want to collab with? I'm like, myself, because nobody wanted to collab with me before. So Let me see if it pops off myself, and then we can work with some other people. But right now, this is about us, my friends, the music we like to listen to, and I love Black Castle.